All right, hey Starlene. So I'm working Louie and doing a little bit different today. It's getting dark and I don't have a ton of time for all these guys, so I'm just working out here. But I kind of got into something here that I wanted to demonstrate because I think it's going to make a lot of progress in a short amount of time right here. And so I pulled out the camera real quick and set it up and wanted to demonstrate what I'm working on. So the common denominator that I've found with him being when he gets into that kind of 2% mode, you know how I was talking about he's really, really good 98% of the time, and about 2% of the time he's dangerous or bad. And the common denominator there is that his head goes way up in the air and he just freaks out and pulls back basically. Kind of like if you think about if he was tied to the fence and was sitting back on it, that's kind of what he's doing. But you know, he might be doing that when you're pulling on the rein. And he's yet to do that when I'm on his back. He went over there to eat. Not eating time yet, still work time. He hasn't done that when I've been on his back yet, thankfully, but I don't want that to happen. I want to eliminate that before I get on his back. So I've been taking this flag and just, putting it all over his body, just kind of sacking him out like I do. And when he gets good with it, I take it away and then put it back and take it away. And I found that this point right on his pole that, of course, most horses are pretty guarded about this point right between his ears. When I put the flag there, he wants to stick his head way up in the air and kind of do the same thing that he does when he gets to that 2% time. And so it's a good chance for me to work on that. So if I just go ahead and put this flag here, you see his head goes up. This isn't too bad. And I've already done this a couple of times, but you see he's all braced, his ears are back. He's kind of into that mode, even though he's not acting terrible, but he's into that mode. He doesn't like it, and I'm just gonna wait for him to relax. Probably bring his head down a little bit. Earlier, of course, before I got the camera on, he was kind of running around, and I have this lead rope short enough that he can't get away from the stick. So I can follow him around and hold him tight enough while following him around. That was good. That he can't get away from the stick. I don't want him to be able to turn away and get far enough away from me that I can't get the stick back there, because I only want the stick to go away when he relaxes and gets good. See how he pops his head up right there? I want to kind of get rid of that. He's all bracy in that front end, his head's way up in the air. He's kind of like, I don't like this. That's a little bit better. He brought his head down just a little bit. Didn't look at you, but blinked a lot. There, he's like, I'm just going to go eat. Like, no, you're not. Better. Still trying to get away from it. So I'm not going to do anything different if he's trying to get away from it other than just go with him. There, he gets still, blinks a little bit, just kind of accepts it. Good. And there you see it almost like shakes off a little bit, gets rid of a little bit of tension. So of course, as always happens, the dramatic stuff is out of the way before I get the video going. But you can still kind of see what I'm talking about. We kind of get him to that bracy, I don't like this, I'm going to throw my head around and I'm going to run the show kind of attitude. And we're able to sit here and wait. There, he blinks a little bit. And start to teach him how to mentally get out of that. Again, we don't have to completely recreate the situation. I don't have to take the time to take him to the indoor, put the saddle on, put the bridle on, put in the, pull the reins on the bit and get into that thing, flap the saddle, the stirrups, do all the stuff that we did yesterday to get him to that 2% time, if I can get him there with just putting the flag behind his ears. So. Just kind of a good example of how you can save time in this training stuff if you think about it as mental states and not as necessarily recreating a situation exactly. There, just brought his head down just a bit, blinked a little bit. All over his ears. There, he just kind of gives it. My timing is like perfect right there. Rub this back down his back. I'll make sure there's not a single spot on his body that he's nervous about. Like there, he doesn't really like it on this offside leg, probably because I'm over here and now the flag's over there, so it's different for him. There he blinked, came back to center just a little bit. So a lot of people use sacking out as a term, and when I use the term sacking out, but when a lot of people use the term sacking out, they mean like tying tarps on the horse and stuff and leaving it forever. There's no release, or when they take it away, it doesn't have anything to do with the horse getting better. When I'm talking about sacking out, the type of desensitizing I'm doing, you're doing the scary thing until the horse improves, and then you're taking it away. So just wanted to clarify the difference in terms there. See him get a little stuck in his head right there, and that's exactly what's been happening both under saddle and on the ground. Remember, when he gets a little nervous or something happens and he locks up that neck, and this is a mild form of it, but this is where we can work on it. He's blinking a little bit, but I think that shake was more like, I'm going to make this go away, and that's not what I don't want him thinking. He gets to make it go away. There we go. I'm just going to drop the lead rope a little and back off. So that was the first time that he's actually dropped his head while something's been going on that he doesn't like that. So that was big. And now he goes to walk off, so I just use that as my opportunity to go right back to training. I'm not getting mad at him for walking off. I'm just saying, hey, I want to come back to training anyway. And if you're going to walk off and not take my opportunity that I tried to afford you right there to stand still and be present and be calm, then it's just time to go back to work. I think he lowered his head because he was like looking at the bag, but I'll still take that. He lowered his head physically, and so I'll reward that, and he might start to remember, hey, I lowered my head. Maybe that was what made it go away. Nice. Didn't raise his head near as far that time, but it's still coming up, so I'll stay right here. Still coming up, still coming up. I don't know if he can get any higher. There, it came down a little bit. Stepping up into my space, so I'll just take that opportunity to go back to work. See how many repetitions we're getting of his head being tense and high, and then totally relaxed and head all the way on the ground, right? The more cycles, good. He brought his head down again. The more cycles we can get of that, where he learns how to release those muscles in his neck, the safer we're going to be. Very good.
It's getting pretty dark.
As it can't really see in the video. We'll go ahead and end the video right there. I'm going to keep working with him. I know you can't see much in it. Hopefully you got to see enough in the video earlier when it was a little bit lighter, so you see what I'm working on. But I'm just going to work on that same thing all night, so we don't have to keep videoing. So anyway, I'll let Anna stop it, and thanks for watching.